Joey Aguilar's the latest in the news. Chandler Morris is also in the news. What's his name with the tonsils? I'm getting fed up with this crap. I'm getting so fed up with these college athletes suing the NCAA, trying to get their way. And look, I get it. Look, if you want to sue them because of NIL reasons or something like that, now what they're doing, which it's not like the first time it's happened, but you're seeing it trend lately a lot. You're seeing, especially with quarterbacks, being denied eligibility and going after and suing, trying to get their 6th or 7th year. Latest is Joey Aguilar. You also got Chandler Morris at Virginia, who was at Arkansas and I think North Texas and a bunch of different schools. It's just, it's ridiculous and stupid. You know, I think there should be a cap limit on how many years you go to college. Like, you have basically what they've done, right? And Charles Bediako, go to basketball a little bit. He's doing it at Alabama. Men's basketball, Charles Bediako. Anyway, it went like, it used to be, I'm going to go to college, get an education, get my degree, and start my life. Then they introduced college athletics and stuff. And you're like, you know what? I might make a living out of football. I might make a living out of baseball. I might make a living out of basketball and soccer or field hockey or whatever sport. You know, and it's just BS that we have to sit here as fans and have to read this news. Now, instead of I'm going to make a living off the sport, you know, it's, well, here's what it is. Here's my 2 cents. I think you're either trying to get more money before you hit the pros because you know you're not going to make too much. So that's one reason you're trying to come back. Or you're just not good enough to make enough money. So you're trying to get it as much as you can, or you're trying to better yourself for the NFL or baseball or NBA or whatever, which I get it. I get that athletes want to better themselves. But I'm sorry, man. Look, I'm not trying to diss on football, but if you're 9 times out of 10, a quarterback, a wide receiver, whatever position it is in football, 9 times out of 10, that guy's been working his tail off since he was like 2 years old, dreaming of being a college quarterback or receiver or whatever position, right? You've spent your whole life working towards it. You finally get to that moment. You get to the big stage that you want to be at. You dream of winning a championship or something, or just playing college football, and it blows up in your face and you're not any good, or I get the transferring because this team just wasn't for me because, we just weren't good enough, or I need to go to a better school, or so. I get certain scenarios. Basically, I say all that to say this, and I'm not calling out anyone specifically, but we just got to face the reality that some football players out there, some basketball players out there, all these guys that are trying to get extra years, trying to earn extra money, or maybe they're not in it for the money, and they want to better themselves or prove themselves or try to win a championship the following season, like this Chandler Morris guy at Virginia. Virginia's not touching a national title next year. I'm sorry. Now, is he a good quarterback? He looked great this past year. But he still wants to do better, right? You can do better. That's fine. He's going for like his 8th year. Hey, what the hell? And some of these football players out there need to face reality and wake up and realize that they just suck at football. I don't know what else to tell you, man. If it's not working out, it's not working out. My God. Am I crazy? I mean, I'm sure we all can come to agreement on, like, we need to stop giving ultimate eligibility and unlimited eligibility. The worst case, too, crap, I can't even think of which player it was. Was it, it'll come back to me. One guy tried to get eligibility a couple weeks ago because of, I think it was Trinidad Chambliss. Because he had his tonsils pulled 3 years ago. Buddy, that's your medical reason? That's 3 years ago? And now you're trying to come up with that excuse as to why you should keep playing? To get an extra year? What is going on? What have we become in college football, man? In college athletics, it's not even just football. It's not just football. If you want to go back to better your education, that makes sense. If you're not satisfied at the moment with maybe your draft stock or something, and that's why you want to go back, to a point, that makes sense. You know, you don't go your junior year. You're going to come back and graduate and get your degree and maybe better yourself as a senior, maybe a fifth year. I think, personally, for athletics, not just for college, I'm talking athletics, I would limit not playing years. I'm talking being on a roster. And if you want to transfer every year, this goes against my beliefs, because I think you should only transfer once or twice, no more maybe than 2. But if you transfer and transfer and transfer, I think we should cap it at like 6 years for how long you play in college football. Don't pull this like, I'm going to be a doctor, so I'm going to be in med school for 10 years and I'm going to keep playing. Don't pull that crap. Don't pull that card, man. It's so stupid. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. I love y'all. God bless. Jesus loves y'all, that good stuff. How do we fix this issue in college football? We need an overall commissioner for college football. My vote for Saban. That's why he got out of there. Oh, he retired because he's old. No. He retired because of all the crap taking place right now today. My God. Somebody step up and fix this. Or it's going to be chaos. Hell, it already is. Have a good day.